But you now believe there is one sitting here, and that's a reference point. This is like a...
So when you say your name, Karl,
Yeah, I say my, but it's like, no, it's not like, the body reacts to Karl, not me.
the body reacts to Karl.
Of course, it's like the body, there's an action and there's like an action here, like pom pom, but it's not me. I'm never reacting to anything, I am the action. That was he saying too, if you call Ramana, he would turn around. His head would turn, the body reacts. Is there something wrong? So there's nothing wrong with the body, so the body has an automatic reaction or whatever.
No, nothing wrong, but you know that you are there.
I don't know where I am and where I'm not, I tell you.
But you are
I don't know where I am and where I'm not. It's not me holding that bloody cap. It's the hand holds the cap. Why do you think there is one who holds the cap? Because you cannot live without being one who owns something. It's my hand, my cap. This is ownership. That makes you Carlos. My life, my body, my cap, my whatever. God Almighty. You have even my God. My to God tells me. My soul is like that one. Always my. So what is this as my? So out of your position you see someone who holds a cup and you believe, because you believe having a body, there is one who has a body and his hand holds a cup. So your reality is being Carlos, seeing some other one who is Karl, who is them, and that is your reality, your imaginary reality. That is called what? Being trapped in your own, being in love with Carlos. This love affair with this body, Carlos, and this whatever Carlos has done, your love affair, being in love with a shit factory, that makes you Carlos. Then having a reference point of a shit factory, who sees another shit factory holding a cup of coffee, who is drinking and has to pee, because drinking produces some pee, or some eating producing some shit. So do you believe in being that? You should talk like that.
Yeah, I have no idea. I simply try to find out with you. I have no idea.
Of course you have an idea, because you want
to trap... looks like, because what you're saying looks like, I have no idea.
You want to trap me into something.
I have no idea if
I know you checking out, testing, can I trust that guy? Can I put him maybe in a box? Because if I can put him in a box, I can go home and watch television. You only sit here because you cannot figure me out. Because you try to figure out everyone, and that by that you, out of your fear, you want to figure everyone out, and then you can rest in that, because you know how that one is. But I tell you this, you cannot figure out. As I could not figure out myself, and you will be not figuring out that what I am. Thanks God. This ever has a figure. There's no information on what I am. What did Buddha say? There was never any Buddha walking this earth, so you cannot figure out Buddha. What is Buddha and what is not Buddha? Huh? So, but you still try to figure out Buddha. You want to be sure that there is one here you can trust.
It's not that it's something else. It's not that something else. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's something else. I have no idea what it is.
No, but that is like you're checking out if that what is in front of you is worth listening to. No. It's always, of course, it's that very subtle.
Maybe.
Very subtle is everyone checking out everyone. It is worth listening to that. It's like out of that fear, maybe I'm wasting my time. Yeah. And it could be more pressure somewhere else. Maybe I should do something else. So by that, you're checking out. Am I right? It's the right place.
But listen, a conscious way is not that. What you are saying that.
That's not a tapa. Yeah, but that I'm not talking about. But your questions are like that. Yeah, I tell you. You want to make sure, but you will never be sure. Because if you believe I'm impersonal, I'm gone, I will act totally personal. Suddenly I will be totally that what you don't expect. And I'm not bored with this unpredictable. Babaji? Babuji.
Babuji.
No, Babaji.
Babuji.
What is the difference between a Babaji and a Babuji?
Babaji is in the Indian tradition. I don't know much about Indian tradition, but this is a proper name, Babuji. Babaji, many people here, they call it.
It's a common name.
It's a common name.
This is an uncommon name.
Well, that I don't know if it is uncommon.
You just said it. Babaji is a common name, this is an uncommon name. There's a special name.
Yes.
Okay, a special name for something.
Less common.
Less common.
Less common.
Right, yes, I want to nail him down in his whatever. Because this guru has to die for him. As every guru has to die. You better kill your guru while you are not alive. Good. Some other guru I can kill? I'm sitting in Bombay, and there is all this Balsika and the Zagata people and thing, and sometimes I even kill the Zagata because it needs to be killed. Because it really becomes always like a religion after a while. The I am that religion now. Or whatever, the Ramanaism or something. And then the Babuji religion or something, because you're hanging on still on the words maybe or something, the figure, and you're still regretting that he's died or something or whatever. Some love affair still is running. But what is this guy presenting? All the end of all love affairs, or of all affairs. There is no relationship in that what is self. That is a Sadguru where he dies in front of you and you die with him and not you making him a holy calf again. Most ordinary and sure never needs to be appreciated by anyone. Never needs any bloody flowers. Oh shit. But why not? Kicking them out I would be more special shit.
You should put them around your neck.
They did already many times. So.
What did you do?
Huh? What I did? I just acted like one. You think I have problems with acting like a guru? You think I'm problem acting like a teacher, or acting like a stupid guy, or acting like a policeman, acting like whatever? When there is action, I act. When you're in Rome, you do as the Romans do. If they want me to be that, I am that. Whatever the self asks me to be, I am. Even to be Karl, okay. It's bad to be Karl. Yeah, but if I can accept this asshole, I can accept everything. And you know this asshole more than any other asshole, so you know how tricky this guy is and or whatever. Businessman, guy, waking up. Good. So some questions about action. No, there's like this questions. The seeker has always business questions. Is it worth meditating? You want to be sure that you don't waste your time because you want to, as soon as possible, to get rid of the seeker. So your suicide attempt is permanent, and you want to commit that suicide as soon as possible. So you want to kill that seeker as soon as possible because you have this maybe experience. Without that me, you will be better off. So you have a permanent preference. The preference is not having any preference, but trying not to have a preference is your main preference, which is the me. And that will run forever. So the thinking, maybe one day I don't have to think, but so for that I think. It's like Degas or something. I think for that I am. Can only come from a French person, no? I think for that I am. You can say that I shit for that I am. The same. Another shit factory. This is a shit, all the things, the whole body, mind, trala is all a shit factory producing permanent shit. Especially that stomach up here. It's aching, that's why it's called stomache. Then then tapas, 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 tapas for that one, and then tapas, tapas, tapas for that one. Tapalonia. Uzbekistan, what next? No? Okay. Sveta, something from Bombay? No? Oh, come on. Rains in Bombay as much as here? No. It's over, I know. End of October, mid of October, it's over.
Very hot.
Hot?
Very hot.
Okay, but when I come, it's not so hot. You always promise me anything. So it's hot in March, no, it's never hot in March. Then you go in March.
March is very hot.
But if you ask them, no problem. You can come over whenever you like, it's always good. Good. Something else? Carlos.
I would like to go for it, but I'm waiting for you.
I tell you, all this beast here, this God, whatever consciousness sits here, waits for a weakness here to jump on me. Permanent. This is permanent checking out if it's worth sitting here and that they can trust me, and by that they attack with all possible ways. Energetically, questions, whatever can be done just to check this guy out. That's why people who have just a little experience or deep insight and then sitting somewhere, they get blown away by that. You see? This is part of the checking. She, on purpose, didn't put her mobile on that. I have to hear it and then maybe react to it, like this. This is a conspiracy of consciousness. It's everybody against one. But it's not fair. Because this is the absolute and this is just shitstorm. It is not fair. The absolute doesn't care. And the shitstorm has no impact. So in that sense it's not fair from this side. Not that... so it's like many soldiers never win. Because they have to shoot to win. I don't even have to shoot to win. I kill you just by being what I am.
So why do you think we're sitting here? Besides,
besides
checking.
No, what placing you there, what placing this here? I have no idea. But who or whatever dreamt that? That is what you are actually, but I have no idea what it is. The absolute dreamer, now dreaming this dream, this totality of this moment, as you are placing you there and this body here, all of this is in this totality of this dream of that total dreamer or the absolute, having an absolute dream and placing everything as it has or is. It has never any question if it's this, why here, why me here, why you there, because it is or is not. The action doesn't need to know why the action is like the action is. And that what now is thinking there's a reaction of something, you want to know why. And the action here says, why not? So you're believing in a reaction, and there's an action here, and the action is why not. And out of reaction you ask why. Why me, why it happened? Because you want to have a cause, you want to know why it happened, and there's which cause, whatever, effect. And then you maybe can next time control that, whatever, because you know how it functions. So you are in the business of trying to control yourself. And here's just why not. I failed totally. Because I know all the tricks of trying to control myself. I tried to drugs, to meditate, to thinking, to intellect, to opening, to devotion, to surrendering and renouncing, all possible bullshit. I know it by heart. And I failed in all of them. I am an absolute failure. Fuck it all, I tried all possible bullshit you can come up with. Gurus I never tried actually. So I missed it. Maybe there's still something, maybe that...
Just in case.
Just in case. sense, it's like it's a peace of mind, because the mind can ask or not ask. The peace of mind is that nature of mind which is always peace. When you have the nature of mind, there is no mind. But when you have a mind, then you are in trouble. Then there are two minds, one mind has another mind. One thought has another thought. Wow. So the one shit thought has another shit thought. Ownership of shit, that's called ownership. And then you want to know, is my shit better than your shit? Who is the biggest shitter? And the most? Is my shit, and then maybe you become an enlightened one, and then you believe my shit is golden. Golden shit, and golden words coming out of an enlightened mouth. It's the same bullshit as everything. Whatever word, when you listen to the word, it becomes shit. Because then you try to understand something, you want to employ everything. Even the words you understand, the little understanding, deep insight you want to employ for your so-called striving for happiness, or for peace, whatever you call it, or truth. You want to have a, whatever, something to employ, or what works for you. That's why I didn't like Ramesh things, because it worked. And it gives you the illusion that you can really do something. I don't mind it. I never try to stop it, but if you ask me for it to be what you are, it's success. And it will make you maybe a success, a sucker for that success. Because that's what you succeed in, you will drop again. One day it will be over, and you will be fucked as before. So whatever good life which comes after understanding, after whatever, or even accepting, it's limited by that. It will be broken. The tolerance limit of your so-called relative understanding, because even the final understanding is relative. It has to be relative. It's empty. And this, for maybe temporary time, you can have a more comfortable life. No worries anymore. So it's like worry and be happy. Mea Baba. You become like Mea Baba. The Mea Baba Baba Baba. Well, don't worry and be happy. But then, out of the don't worry, it will be worry again. So if you can only be happy because you don't worry, then the happiness is depending not to worry. And I have a book called Worry and Be Happy. It's much easier. That's very easy, because worries happen by themselves. It's the action of consciousness. Consciousness acting is worrying about itself, permanently. A permanent caretaker, lover, and being in love with himself, caring about itself. That's consciousness. So the worries are natural. A natural effect of love. The lover caring about the beloved, worrying about his well-being. And the well-being, the biggest well-being would be that the lover knows the beloved and owns him totally. He always tries to make it whatever, my beloved, and melting into it and becoming one with my beloved. And maybe there is like out of separation, there comes a oneness love, like unconditional. Out of a conditional love, you are experiencing unconditional love. But in both can only be in a coincidence. There is only unconditioned because there is conditioned. So the unconditioned may happen, but there will be a moment you drop out again. Then you are maybe even worse case scenario, because you know how it is to be in unconditional love, and now you are conditioned again. That's called Satori or something. And everyone who went to Satori came back. Everyone. The Taoists say whoever goes to the light of awareness for infinite times, thousands of years or something, they all come back. This is the playground which is crucial. If you cannot be here what you are, you will not become it there. And whoever goes there comes back here. So if you cannot be here, as in this so-called hell of separation, of having a shit body to care about, and all of that, what you really don't like, this is a discomfort in action. This experience is a permanent discomfort. Permanent. The presence of having a body, being, and even existing is discomfort. But you still have to be what you are. And what you are has no problem with it. So your natural state is not knowing what you are and what you're not. So being that discomfort, there is no discomfort for what you are. But being in discomfort and wanting to be in comfort, that's hell. So the idea of comfort is hell. The idea of happiness makes you unhappy. So happiness is the biggest punishment for what you are. The very idea. The same enlightenment. We can apply everything, truth, all of that. All these ideas make you suffer. And who can believe in them? Only me. Yeah? And the me needs suffering. Without suffering it cannot exist. So it's producing, even God is a production of the me, because when there's a God who is higher than me, I'm lower than him, so I can be in self-pity. Little me and big one there. So I need a master but that I can be a slave. And a slave is suffering, but I suffer because without suffering I don't exist. So you care for your suffering, moment for moment, as a little phantom, because the suffering is the most profound confirmation that you are. And you need a permanent confirmation that you exist. Permanent. Because if there's one moment without confirmation, you don't exist even anymore. There's no existence without a confirmation of that phantom. Totally permanent confirmation. And all the questions and all questioning everyone else is just a permanent trying to confirm yourself as a phantom. So this phantom idea needs a permanent attention or confirmation that it exists. And suffering is the best. I don't know myself. I want to know. No one knows.